Hi, I'm Rebecca Bell with Mindful Movements, and we thought that we would do a little small video with about 3 or 4 exercises that you can do with balance. This time of year, we are all doing sports outside. We might be walking a little bit more, running, riding bikes, water skiing, water sports, all sorts of things that require balance. And one of the questions I get most of all is people coming in and say, how can I make my balance better? I feel like I'm losing my balance. And so we thought that we would just give you 3 things that you can practice to work on balance. One of the beauties of the body is we have all sorts of mechanisms in our body that help keep us upright and stable and moving forward to do the things that we want to do. However, as we age, we do tend to lose some of those senses. They just dull. It's just part of the aging process. And we notice that, we get a little bit more wobbly, a little bit more unstable on our feet. One of the realities is the CDC reports that 1 out of 4 people will experience a fall at some point in their lifetime. It is the leading cause of serious injury and death in older adults. So it is something to work on. Balance can be trained. We can make it better. There are some things that are out of our control. So we do have neurological conditions that will creep up that we have that are out of our control. What we can control is muscle imbalances and our core, and all those things aid in our balance and making our balance better. So what I'm going to do is just give you, again, we're going to have maybe 3 exercises that you can work on. You can work on balance every day. It could be as simple as standing at the countertop and just maybe lifting 1 foot off the floor and practice shifting your balance from side to side. It can be as simple as when you're sitting at your desk, moving your ankles and working on ankle mobility. So we're going to start with that. One of the issues with balance, and one of the things that happens as we age, is we lose ankle mobility. And what they have found in studies around the country is that plays a huge role in how we balance and navigate the world. And so we really do lose that ankle mobility over time. So simple things that you can do to improve your ankle mobility is simply moving them. So if you would stand up with me, take your arms down by your side, you can simply put your toe in front of you. You can even find a balance support on a countertop and just move your ankles back and forth. Just move your ankles forward and back and really get the idea of the ankle moving, okay? And the heel dropping and pretending like maybe you have a dowel rod right over the front part of your ankle and reaching around that dowel rod, right? Very simple. You can also do that sitting. So you would do the other foot. So again, if you can not hold on to anything, that would be desirable as well. But again, the main goal is that you get the ankles to move. You can also just draw circles with your ankles. So again, something very easy that you can do anywhere. Okay, and that also will stimulate just some movement in your body. Anytime you can move your body and fidget around is a good thing. Another thing that we can do to improve ankle mobility is stretching the calves. And one way to do this is to find a countertop or the back of a chair and put your hands on it. You can also use the wall for this. And you would step 1 foot back and bring your other foot forward. You would drop your heel. So the most important thing is that you get your heel down into the mat and that you bend your knee and lean your body forward. So you can do this very gently and just go back and forth a little bit. You can make this dynamic. So you see how I'm getting the ankle to move there. And then you can go into a deeper calf stretch just by bending your front knee a little bit more and finding a nice calf stretch there. Okay, so you would hold these stretches for about maybe 30, 40 seconds, even longer if you have extra time. And you would, of course, do both sides. So maybe, start by moving back and forth a little bit, kind of keeping the back leg nice and straight, bending the front knee, and just finding a stretch in through here. Okay, so again, for at-home purposes, 30 to 40 seconds. In the studio, we offer other stretch classes that we hold these stretches a little bit longer, and we have, of course, more variety. But this is something that you can do at home before you go out for a run or a walk, or even, especially when you get back. Just work on some of these ankle mobility drills. Another thing that plays a big role in balance is really your sight, right? So as we age, we know that our sight gets we just don't see as well, and that really does start to affect your balance. And so again, you can train some of these things by taking your sight away and seeing how your brain will then recalibrate to balance your body, right? So one of the things that we can do is stand with both feet, and you try not to hold on to absolutely anything. Take your arms on by your side, and you just shift your body weight over to one of your legs. So I'm going to shift my body weight over, and I'm going to just very gently peel one foot up off the floor. Your first goal is, number one, can you do this, right? Can you do this without really leaning over to the side? Because part of balance is, can you train your brain to come back to a center line of your body? So I'm not bringing my knee up very high. I'm just seeing if I can just hold and balance on the entire foot, right? And again, you might wobble around when you first start training this, but your first goal number one, is to get to 10 seconds on each foot. So can you get to 10 seconds on each foot without really wobbling around a whole lot, without having to shift your weight a whole lot? And then try that on the other side, okay? So that would be goal number one, right? So you would have your eyes open, find the tripod of the foot, which means the knuckle of the big toe, just below the pinky toe, and right smack dab in the middle of your heel. The second step to this is to go back to your first foot and then eliminate your sight. So simply close your eyes and see what happens to your balance. We would expect your body to respond a little bit, right? So you would expect a little bit of wobbling and recalibration of, whoa, the brain saying, okay, where are those joints? Where is the pelvis? And I'm going to keep that body upright. So see if you can close your eyes and do that for 10 seconds. And then you would switch legs, and again, keep your eyes open as you're making the switch, and then close your eyes. So surprise your body a little bit of taking away that sight and seeing how your body responds. So you can see by taking your sight away, and as your sight gets worse, how that would affect your balance. So again, all of this can be trained. You just have to be vigilant. And another drill here is go ahead and open your eyes. Is taking your feet hip distance apart, shifting your body weight just onto one leg, lifting your leg and holding, and then add movement. So the third layer would be to add movement to this. So you would simply take your opposite arm. So standing on one leg, take your opposite arm, and I've got my thumb up in the air here. And I'm going to open my eyes because I'm going to follow it. So your eyes, how well they track. So if you lift your thumb up towards the ceiling, you follow it with your eyes. Start to take your thumb up and back behind you to the corner, right back over the shoulder, and see if you can follow it with your eyes. And you can see it gets a little wobbly, and you follow it with your eyes back and down. And see if you can perfect that, right? So try the other side. So you're going to come here, and of course you are standing tall, right? And you're pulling your belly in. Part of balance too is having lots of space in the joints. So posture and core is important to all of this. So you would take that thumb up, and you would follow it with your eyes and see if you can look to the back corner where everything's staying forward, and taking that back down in front of you, right? So try those for a few days. See if you can make it a little bit better. The third one that we work on in the studio here is tightrope walking. So of course, as we age, we really don't want to get on a slack line unless you really are very confident about your balance. So if you had a balance beam at home or a slack line or just out hiking and you wanted to maybe walk across a log to practice your balance, that's a great thing to do. However, if you really want to stay on solid ground, one thing to practice is walking on a tightrope. So if you just take your feet, put them right in front of one another, right? So they are right in front of one another. And anytime you do that, you will also challenge your balance. So the brain kind of goes, well, wait a minute, what happened to my nice wide stance? Where's my center of gravity? So it will take a second to calibrate, and you simply walk from heel to toe, making a straight line. Find a line maybe in your house if you've got a hardwood floor, and just draw that straight line. And again, you can take several steps forward, and then of course take several steps back. Just the heel toe, and heel toe, and heel toe. Okay. And then of course maybe do that a few times, and like always, take away your sight. So you would take away your sight and take that tightrope walk again and see how well you do there. And of course, anytime you take away your sight, your brain recalibrates, things in your body have to, or your other senses are heightened, and they will take over. Your sight is pretty dominant in balance. And then practice that a few times. So there you have it. There's 3 simple things that you can practice at home with no equipment. And so if you're feeling like your balance is a little bit off, or just, in prevention for falls and so forth, something to practice. Of course, if you're looking for a bigger challenge of balance, we offer several classes that have balance components in them. Pilates in and of itself does improve balance just by, I said, strengthening the core, giving your joints more space. We also have the MELT program that helps with your balance and control. So we hope to see you around the studio. Take care, keep balancing. Thank you, bye.